Hi, this is Andrew from Andrew's Workshop, a DIY woodworking channel. I hope you find this video useful. Here's how the stairs looked before any skirtboards were installed. There are just some baseboards there at the landing. As you can see here, I taped sheets of paper along the wall where the wall and the stairs meet. I used blue tape and made sure that the papers are continuous from the bottom of the stairs all the way up to the top. Also that the papers are taped to each other, so when we take it all off, we could use it as a template. And here's the 1x12 that I used for my skirtboard. So I taped that paper template to the 1x12 and used a razor to score the pencil marking that I had. And then after I took off the paper, I ran through the scoring with the jigsaw. It's important to note that I didn't just use any pencil. I used a carpenter pencil and ripped it in half on my table saw. If you're going to do this, just make sure you use great caution. You're very comfortable using a table saw, and also I would recommend the grippers, which is a great way to move your piece of wood along your table saw without cutting off your fingers. And here's how the skirtboard looks after a test fit. I had to take it back to the workshop and trim off little areas here and there, do a little bit of sanding, but eventually it fit nice and snug. And I did the same thing on the other side. Here it is installed, and here's the second run of stairs. There are just a few stairs up at the top. Did the same thing for that, and here's the other side of that run. And now for tying everything in, I use a similar technique with papers, taping them to the wall, and drawing out the profile that I wanted. So I wanted the skirtboards to look nothing short of perfect, along with the transitions to the baseboards upstairs. So I made new baseboards for upstairs as well, and then I used a router bit along with my router table to route out the profile at the top of the skirtboards and baseboards, so everything tied in together quite nicely. So here's the top of the first set of stairs. The left half of the photo is the end of the skirtboard, and the right half is the baseboard that I manufactured. In order to make sure the top of those were collinear, I used playing cards so I could shim just little portions at a time and make minor adjustments. So here's the outer run. As you can see, it's really coming together. It's done in this photo, but where the real challenge comes in is on the inner run. It took me quite a while to think of a transition for that. So here's the transition point of the inner run, and what I did is similar to what I did for the other portions of skirtboard, which is use sheets of paper and blue tape. For this portion, rather than using a pencil to trace out anything, I just had a pair of scissors handy, and I continued cutting little portions of the paper until it fit nicely in that spot. So now here's that piece of wood that I cut out with the jigsaw. It would have looked really lame and boring if I didn't profile it, so I profiled it on my router table. So after profiling that piece, I also trimmed off the ends of the skirtboard that were overhanging, and I sanded them so they were rounded and they transitioned better into this piece. I also sanded the skirtboard at the very bottom of the stairs to make that look more appealing as well, rather than just having a square end. In this photo, you could see the skirtboards transitioning into the baseboards that are in the carpeted area. After everything was installed, I used wood putty to fill all of the holes and cracks and whatnot. After the spackle dried, I sanded it down. And finally, after everything was installed, I hired someone to paint. Well, there it is. I hope you enjoyed my video and my handiwork as well. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I'll be happy to answer. Please also like this video and subscribe for more useful woodworking DIY videos. Thank you.